have always told you guys about the importance of the derivative markets. And look at what is coming ahead. The future is bright for those who can handle the present. When you see a couple of red days, if you are stressed, the 100 or 1000x which we are talking about is not for you. As institutions are entering who believe this asset, that's going to be huge. So here what you see is like institutions who believe in this asset start to hold it in XRP. So their reserves are being held onto XRP. So the demand of XRP will increase beyond the retail traders. There is no doubt in this asset that the adoption is increasing, and we are going through another cycle. So we are going to get another mile closer to that flywheel effect. When people understand the value of using XRP for remittance or all type of payments, this picture is going to be clear. Now, this picture will change, and once this globalized economies accept and regulate this technology, it would be late to buy this asset, because by then the price would be higher. So to make profit, you should be understanding this right now. Is this just my opinion? No, you can look around the financial world and you will understand that what we have talked here in the Scientific Investor channel is kind of being executed across the globe. So it's not in one area. You just have to look and understand that we are preparing for something special. And if you understand these kind of technicals, you will connect the fundamentals which we discussed here easily and understand what really is happening. Is this a pullback? Yes, it is. Do we look forward for a pump? Yes, we do. And why? Is it technically sound or is it just an opinion? This is technical stuff where you always get a little bit of correction or the reversal and then a pump to the upside. Now, that happens most of the time. Now, you have to understand reversal patterns in a daily works really fine. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. Yes, I talked about trillionaires, and many won't even believe that. But do understand this is coming. And it's not tomorrow or day after tomorrow, but for sure you would be seeing trillionaires in this market. Now say I posted this one for the platinum guys, and it's really working well. If you look at the market, say in Coin Paprika it's 33 and Elrond is performing quite okay. It did like 30% yesterday when majority of the assets were correcting. Now you have to understand one asset will pump to the upside when the other corrects. And that's the market. And that's how the market already works. So right now with our patron, they are killing it. Right now we have around 730 patrons and most of them are getting all of these opportunities which they really need. So this is Dogecoin, which I posted previously. And if you go into the coin market cap or wherever you actually want to look at that, you will understand it's working perfectly fine, right? So these kind of charts and setups will help you align your portfolio if you really want to do that. Now, do enter into an asset only if you believe the fundamental is strong. Otherwise, just looking at the technicals, you will enter and the pattern will eventually play out. It will reach its target, but you won't be there by that time. You would be impatient, stressed, and your cortisol will enter into your brain, play all that game, your critical thinking ability will go down, and automatically you are out. So don't do that. The importance of derivative markets is too high. When we are looking at any type of new money in this world, you have to understand this is the new frontier. Central banks edge toward money's next frontier in digital world. Money is edging closer towards biggest reinvention in centuries. So, when the central banks are embracing digital currencies and going towards a cashless economies where, there are such which you can already see as cashless economies in Europe. So Now, if you go into even China, you'll see the same, right? They don't use cash there. So if you are bringing a dollar note or yuan note, they would look like, okay, you are someone who's coming out of a museum, right? So that's their perspective. And once that is going to happen in the entire world, now that would take time because not every economy has that infrastructure. But the infrastructure is being built. Governments will start riding that wave. So when you read through this, you have to understand exploring this developing industry requires building, partnering with and investing in great teams that are aligned with the future of finance. So when I personally look at XRP, the team working behind it is so strong. Let it be the Xpring, let it be Ripple, the company, let it be any other initiative who are working on Ripple and XRP. That's so cool. They are in RippleNet, they are using XRP, and some are using XRP Ledger as open source technology, right? So this asset is giving them that leverage to go against the others. Now that is kind of, what we are seeing here. Flare Fusion kind of highlights this. From today forward, we are pleased to announce that our parent company's base currency is XRP. Most capital reserves will be held in XRP. That means their transactions would be in XRP for first, and the second one, they won't be holding dollars. Instead, most capital reserves will be held in XRP. So there is demand for this asset. When you are selling this asset at the bottom of the market cycle, you do have to understand someone else is buying at that point. So when you are selling here or here, someone else is buying. That's why your sell order is being executed, and automatically you need to understand the demand is increasing. So why is the demand increasing? Because they all understand the potential of this asset. So here in this tweet, Ripple highlights Ripple CTO talks with Bitso CEO about one of the world's fastest growing crypto markets, and Mexico, yes, it's fastest growing because when you see 342% increase in the volume in early 2020, that's one of the main reason when you are looking at the global health crisis turning into economic crisis, job losses, fiat being depreciated and other stuff. People do understand where to move. At least some of the smart guys do understand. Now, if you are among those, then you also understand there is a huge number of assets in this asset class. Now, crypto is a risky asset class. So when you're entering, you should understand that. So what you should do, you should look at the fundamentals, basically what this asset is for, what it would be doing in the future, what do you expect. Say, when you say the future, it's not about a week or a month. You're looking at least by the end of this market cycle or the start of the next market cycle. And that's what makes you an investor. Not like others who will be looking at a daily or in a week, which is so risky. Now, yeah, you can be a day trader, but the difference is you would be having so higher probability of losing a trade. On a weekly towards 3 to 5 months, if you're trading, say out of your 10 trades, 7 to 8 would be fine and perfect. But if you do that on a shorter term, it can be 50-50 or even less success rate. So you should understand that. So as we see these stuff, the whole effort is defensive, said David Dollar, a senior fellow at the Brookings Institutions in Washington. So why are they being defensive? Because they understand this is coming, right? They are looking at how they can control the monetary policy, because if they use alternative currencies like this, they can't do anything, right? The policymakers are acting to ensure they don't fall behind. Because say there is a transaction being executed, they can't do anything. If it's an open source technology, let it be Bitcoin, Ether, XRP and all, they can't do anything. Now, the question is, when they adopt this technology, how will they adopt this technology? What will they actually do? So when you come to the adoption rate, right now, regulation is what is keeping us slow. Even without regulation, if we are progressing like this, then with regulation, you can't even imagine what would be the case. So here in this tweet, Michael highlights Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano, who believes XRP cannot be considered security, According to him, the asset might look like one at first glance. Now, yeah, when you look at the way Ripple, the company, distributed it, you may have a doubt. But, many in the SEC have previously stated this. Even though it was born as a security, it can evolve into a utility stage. Now, you look at XRP and how it works in a network which is established with many different organizations. It's not just Ripple, right? They're all using this asset and they are making profits. Now, why are they making profits? Because they are using a technology which leverages their current system and gives their customers a better experience at a better cost. So that's what it matters, right? So when you're actually looking at these kind of stuff, you should also be looking at the total market. If Bitcoin were a country, its analyzed estimated carbon footprint would be comparable to New Zealand. Now we are entering towards the green, sustainable, all those stuff which we are looking for the future. I don't think this is going to end well, even if you are going with the natural resources, renewable energy, any kind of stuff. I don't think this is going to end well. Because as the price goes up, the mining power has to be consistent with that. The transaction has to get executed and you need to consume a lot more power than you need when it was at $100 or $1,000. So when I listen to guys saying it's going to $500,000 or $1 million, I'm like scratching my head and thinking, okay, how much energy do you actually need for that to happen? Because it's not only Bitcoin, right? There are other proof of work coins which are also increasing in price, and majority of the people don't understand what the utility is or how this would provide that additional added value. So one thing for sure is, yes, this asset class is a new one. So majority of the people doesn't understand which asset is perfect, which asset should be buying and holding. They don't actually understand that. We see people going searching for new assets. Now this is crypto market, you have like 4,000 different assets and you don't be able to get through all the assets looking at the fundamentals, technicals and all this stuff. It would be really hard. Yes, you can search for opportunities, but that's why you have to look at things which are having higher fundamentals, because without that fundamentals it would be so hard. See, this one from Bloomberg shows a Swiss tech company believes it's found a security weakness that could jeopardize the confidentiality of the world's internet data. Now, this is talking about the quantum computing, right? And they're not talking about the crypto market. But do understand, once the quantum computing is going to come in, it would have issues, or it will create issues for blockchain technology. So the blockchain technology has to be updated based on the quantum computing technology. So a quantum update for the blockchains would be perfect. If not, in 6 to 8 years or 10 years, I don't think people will understand, but we are going to go down. Let it be in the fundamentals or the price. That's going to be one of the case. Now let's look at the technical side of this, right? So this is XRP BTC pair on a 12-hour, and you can see that the RSI is rising and rising, whereas the MACD is supporting it. Okay, so the indicators are fine, they are supportive. Now you look at the price, it's not much of a positive stuff happening, but we pumped and came back down with this correction and we are still holding the support. We are above the 50-day moving average, that is fine. But right now what you can see with the price and the indicators are a bullish divergence. So you can expect a move higher at any time. Now, when you look at this particular chart with a couple of candles to the upside with a higher momentum, and then 3 candles which travel to the half of this candle. So you have to understand this candle being a long bullish shaped candle with that momentum, and the next 3 candles till half of this shows a reduced momentum in sellers. It's like the profit taking, sellers entering the market at resistance, everything is there, I agree, but the momentum which is increasing in the buyer's end are still on. The sellers are finding it really hard to push the price down. Otherwise, in 1 or 2 candles, you would be coming back all the way down towards here. Now look at this pump. You went all the way up sellers managed to come back down, but still if you look at the bottom till the top, you are kind of okay. You didn't actually break through the half level and you're still bouncing. So this would be the mother candle day if I'm talking about it. And then what I can do is like, you can just go into the chart. Say that was a 12-hour chart, but it's perfectly fine to use a daily chart too. You can actually put a line here. So this would be your mother candle's top end where you're actually looking at a continuity pattern. Now this would be the bottom. So unless the price moves above or below, nothing is changing. It's just kind of a bull flag which you would be looking at. Now, if you look at this moving average cross, remember what I said yesterday. After the moving average crosses, you usually bounce to the opposite side. If the moving average is showing you downside with a golden cross or a death cross, usually you move to the upside, and that too in a bull market, chances are high that you would be going up. Now, look at this. You had a first pump, then your MACD was like this. You corrected back a little, created a double bottom, not in the exact textbook double bottom, but a double bottom, and then went up. Now, what you have to look at there is that in that double bottom, first one is kind of a rounded bottom, and then next one is like a V-shaped recovery. So it's the opposite of the Adam and Eve, right? Adam and Eve would be like a V-shaped recovery and then a rounded bottom here. So what happened with the price there? I can actually put a vertical line here so it's clear for you guys. Say by the time the price started moving, it was like this. So that is the first pump and then a consolidation, indicating that we are going to the upside. So why am I highlighting this right now? You come back here to this point and then you utilize a vertical line candle to look at what really is happening right now. So if you plot that line towards the RSI, what you can see is clearly a rounded pattern, and we are personally, at least I'm personally expecting it to go up. So if it goes up, it would look like this, a rounded bottom and then a V-shaped recovery. So if you are to actually put that into perspective, you can actually take a line here, then maybe we are going to see something like this. This is what we are expecting. So that would be a V-shaped recovery there. With that, the price should move up. Now, when you see these kind of reversals, you should also, look at the same asset. Say you were going up, 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 3 candles to the down, then the momentum changed. That was a correction, right? So what you have to understand in this market is what this particular asset does with corrections. So when it is moving to the upside, you can zoom in and look at this particular rally here and see how it actually behaved, right? We went up, you had 4 candles to the downside, then we moved up. Then 2 candles to the downside, then we moved up. And again, if you're looking at each pump, the price is coming back towards that support, right? Say you went to the upside here you came back till the resistance, not the support. So next time you're bouncing from here and your resistance is here, right? You come back till there. Now from there you went back above and the close is at that resistance. So what we should be looking here in this particular asset would be the previous resistance. Now you go back, you look at what that resistance would be and you understand, okay, this was the previous resistance. Now if you plot it, yes, it's kind of aligned. The price came back, it retested that, and now it's moving. So, okay, with this move, what are you expecting? Now, it would be hard on a daily. You can go into a 4-hour or a 12-hour chart and then look at this. So here, this is your resistance. Now, if you extend that resistance, this should be your support. And that's what we had all the way down till that bottom, as I just showed you guys, right? So you can go through and understand. Now, when you come back into this and understand that there is a support there, and then when you go back into a 12-hour or a daily chart, a higher time frame, you kind of see, okay, we were having a flag pattern, but we kind of broke to the downside, right? It would be creating a panic or a confusion among those who don't understand what really is happening. Now, you go back into XRP's previous time frame charts and all. Whenever it kind of creates a bullish flag, it drops below that before it moves. Say here, if you look at this, I'll just delete all the lines so it's not of a huge confusion for you guys. You're looking at something like this where the price is moving to the upside and then it consolidates. But you see this, it broke below, then it went above and started grinding to the upside before gaining that momentum to the upside. So now you come back and look at the price and then ask what really is happening right now. So that's on 12 hour. Now you zoom out, watch the same on a daily. It's a 3 candle reversal. So that's kind of a bullish stuff which you are looking at. Now on a longer perspective, say daily chart, zoomed out view, you see like this. Say this top here and this top here is rising in the RSI and you got a higher price fluctuation. That's fine, that's cool. Now here you are increasing this and you're expecting a V-shaped recovery. Okay, fine, but this top is lower than this one and these are matching. So the next one, if we are anticipated to move to the upside, the RSI should be above this one, so it would be connecting the higher highs in the RSI. Now how can I say that? I can actually go into a daily or a 3-day chart on XRP. It would be better to use a 3-day chart, then zoom out and then you try to connect what is possible in the RSI in terms of the top, and then you understand, okay, now that means we still have a lot of upside, right? From here, if you are saying this is the top, we are going to go down. I don't actually think so, because in the RSI it has a lot of room and it's cool. Now you zoom in, look at the MACD, it's doing fine, it has already crossed to the upside. And then if you are looking at this, you can see that we are going towards the positive range. Now this is 0, right? 0 means neutral. Now this is negative area, that's negative, right? So once you enter this positive zone, that's going to increase the volume. So guys, if you are needing technical support for any kind of different assets, it's cool. You can actually ask me. You can join the Patreon and put your questions there and I would be responding as soon as possible. Now, look at all the different assets and see what is happening. Once you get a pump like 100%, you would be looking at a correction. It's not like directly one candle to the sky. You will get candles to the upside, then correction. So what we just told here is like little bit of up and then down a little and then go up. So that would be the profit takers entering, the sellers entering the market, and others which are completely healthy, and you need those corrections, because if you don't have that correction, you go like this, boom boom boom, you're gonna get a lot more in correction. So instead, if you're grinding up like this, it was cool, right? The waves. So we are working on that. If you guys received value for your time spent here in the Scientific Investor channel, please do support the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. And remember, if you want these kind of charts and setups for any different assets to get onto these kind of pumps, not the Dogecoin pump, actually others, say Cardano, we picked each bottom and top. I don't know how, but we managed to do that perfectly fine. Then for XLM and others, we were kind of killing it in the group. There's a lot of guys who are in the platinum group who are working on these. Now, if you don't exactly pick the chart when I'm posting it, still you would be able to get 20%. Say you miss the bottom 5 and top 5. Still, you make that most, right? So when you are looking at these, there are coins which are having the higher fundamentals. Say IOTA is just moving up. You can look at the chart. You can come into the Patreon and look at all the other assets which are going to give you a higher return on your investment in this market cycle. So guys, that's it for today, and I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.